Okay, now we're going to do letter C. Letter C is asking us to find the coordinate of the 2 points on the curve where the tangent line to the curve is vertical. So now we're going to think about a vertical line. It's just a line going up and down. So what is the slope of a vertical line? So the slope of a vertical line is anything over 0. So let me think about a number. So I'm just going to put a 2 on the top and 2 over 0. What do we get when we do that? 2 over 0 is undefined. Undefined. Right. And this is the line we were looking for in part C. So once we know this fact, we're going to use this and just tweak it a little bit. So 2 is just a constant number, right? So I'm going to assign it a variable. So I'm going to say k for like constant, any constant number you want to plug, okay? And then over 0. So that also is an undefined slope. And now the next step is you're going to set this equal to your dy dx that was given to you in part A. So it was 1 minus 2xy over x squared plus y. So now we're just got an equation started. Now we're going to solve this for y. The way we would do this is, first we would multiply both sides by x squared plus y. X squared plus y. Okay. So that way, we will have k times x squared plus y over 0, which equals, these cancel, so, which equals 1 minus 2xy. Next, we're going to try to get rid of the 0, so we're going to multiply both sides by 0. So 0 on this side, cross out, okay, and then times 0 on this side. So basically anything times 0 is 0. So this side becomes 0, and then on this side we have k times x squared plus y. Now we're going to divide by k because we're trying to solve for y, so we're trying to get y alone. 1 by k, x squared plus y equals 0. Equals 0. Now simply what we're going to do is subtract x squared from both sides. So I'm going to bring it up here on top. Sorry, I'm having less space. So we get y equals negative x squared. Right. So essentially we have solved for our y. Since now we know the value for what y equals, now we're going to plug in negative x squared into our original function that was given to us. So I'm going to erase this. Now we're going to plug in negative x squared for y into our original function. So, I'm going to write out the original function. The original function was 2x minus y squared, y squared equals 2x squared y plus 10. Okay, so wherever we see y now, we're going to plug in negative x squared. So 2x minus negative x squared equals 2x squared negative x squared plus 10. The reason why we're plugging in negative x squared is because we just want one variable that we're solving for. We're trying to find out what the value is for x. Okay, so I just noticed that I forgot to put an x squared over here because y is x squared. Oh, let me just erase this and then rewrite it. Okay, so it should be negative x squared squared. Okay, so next what we're going to do is simplify this. So it will be 2x minus x to the fourth equals 2x squared. No, actually these combine. So it would be negative 2x to the fourth, not to the second, because x squared times x squared is to the fourth. X to the fourth, okay. Next, we are going to, plus 10, sorry. Okay. Next, we're going to subtract 2x and add x to the fourth on both sides. Okay, add x to the fourth minus 2x. So we get 0 equals negative x to the fourth minus 2x plus 10. Okay, so since we got it equal to 0, now we can plug it in our calculators and find the zeros. Once we plug in to our calculators, the zeros the solutions come out to be x is about approximately 1.613 and x is about negative 1.929. So these are our x values. Now we're going to plug these back into our y equals negative x squared. So in order to find out what y is. So y equals negative, we're going to plug in the first point, so 1.613 squared. When we do that, we get negative 2.602. And then when we plug in negative 1.929, and then we square that, we get negative 3.721. Next, they asked us for the coordinates, so now we're going to write this in the coordinate form. So it would be 1.613, comma, negative 2.602. And for the second point, it would be negative 1.929, comma, negative 3.721. So finally, we have found the 2 points that were vertical to the tangent line. That's all.
So now we're going to find the second derivative. So the first derivative was
For part D.
for part D. Dude, I can't write small. Okay. So we see that this is a quotient rule, and in order to take the derivative of this, we have to do the quotient rule. Shh. So this is f of x. Oh my god. This is f. So f of x over g of x. Okay. So when you get the derivative, so now you're using quotient rule to solve the second derivative. Okay. So now you're doing f prime of x. So you know that the derivative of 1 would just be 0 minus, and then for 2xy you would have to apply the product rule. So hence why you get negative 2y plus 2x times derivative of y over dy over d of x. dy over dx. And you can just ignore the 0. So you get negative 2y. So you get negative 2y plus 2x dy over d of x. And you just do g of x. Okay, now you're just doing g of x times g of x. So you get x squared plus y. X squared plus y. Okay, put that in parentheses too. So you know that you're multiplying the two terms. And then you do minus. Now you're finding the derivative of g of x. So you get 1 minus 2xy times 2x plus 1 dy over d of x, which is the derivative of g of x. I got that confused. Okay, all over g of x squared. So that's x squared plus y to the second power. Okay. Now for simplification purposes, you're supposed to FOIL. You get, hold on. It's the same thing, right? So since we were provided with dy over d of x, we're just going to replace it with the dy over d of x. So you get negative 1 minus 2x y over x squared plus y. Minus 1 parenthesis. We forgot x squared plus y. So x squared plus y plus that was the g of x minus 1 minus 2xy times 2x plus 1 minus 2xy over x squared plus y, because that was the d of y, d of x. And all of this goes over x squared plus y squared. Okay, so now you're just foiling. So when you FOIL negative 2y to x squared and so on, you get negative 2x squared y. We messed up once again. So d of y over d of x was supposed to be with negative 2y plus 2x. So take out this parenthesis and you make them together.
And you write dy and dx. You don't plug in the value just yet.
Sure.
So where are we going?
So this is 1 dy over dx.
Okay. So so you get negative. Okay. So you get negative 2x squared plus y times y plus 2x cubed 1 minus parenthesis 1 minus 2xy over x squared plus y parenthesis and then a big bracket on this side. No wait, no. So that was supposed to be a parenthesis, my bad. Right here. Just make that parenthesis. But like in the front, it's supposed to be a bracket. Okay. You get 1 minus 2xy. You get this number because you substitute in d of y over dx. Okay. So, and now you're foiling with d of y over d of x to x squared plus y. Okay, so you get, if you get negative. Yeah, how
It's a negative 2.
Yeah. Negative 2y x squared plus 2xy 1 minus parenthesis 1 minus 2x over x squared plus y. And yeah, x squared plus y. And now you put a parenthesis, and now you put a bracket. So
Unfortunately, we don't have space for that, so
yeah. So
yes. We're just going to leave it as that.
yeah, and the second part, you see there's a minus. There's a minus. Okay, so we're just going to go on to the next page because we have no room. But remember that this is still a part of the equation. So now you do minus, parenthesis. It's minus bracket 2x plus 1 minus 2xy over x squared plus y minus 4x squared y minus 2xy times 1 minus 2xy over x squared plus y, parenthesis, and then a bracket. And all of this should be over x squared plus y squared. And that is your final answer, even though it's not clear. But that's it. So this whole equation is in the last page. So they're both included together. So
whatever you saw on the last page, the last line, that is included with this part. So in order for your final answer, you need to have that part and this part. So that's all you needed to do for letter D. And that's it from us. Thanks for watching.